Good morning, everyone. I have not vlogged in a minute. Life has been kind of crazy. We can talk about that all in a little bit. But I just took my 1,000,001 supplements. So nothing here is sponsored, but I thought I'd just show it to you guys. So raspberry ketones are supposed to be good for uterine health. Fish oil for my heart. I'm having problems in this area, so I thought we'd give these a try. Collagen for hair, skin, and nails. Iron tablets because I donate plasma. And then I have a multivitamin I take, and then we're going to give the kids their multivitamins as well. We've got one for Ira and two for Levi. And then sometime today I need to sign the kids up for the library's summer reading program. So we're gonna take this and put it right here on the island so I don't forget about it. So the kids are finishing up breakfast right now. More of a lunch. We got up super late. We didn't wake up till like 11 o'clock. This is the first day of summer vacation, and we all...
No, yesterday.
Yesterday was your last day of school. So we all slept in today. You all done, buddy? Thank you. Okay, not the best angles, I'm sorry. But I've got a massive thing of laundry back here I need to get loaded up to put away. Oh, that's falling down. So I thought we could just do the life updates back here while I get all of the laundry picked up. I went through the dryer. I don't know how that went through the dryer, but it's looking rough. So about 3 weeks ago now, we all came down sick. Levi had it first. It made the rounds throughout the kindergarten class. Like, everybody that I know with a kindergartner ended up with this massive chest infection. And then Monday this week was the kindergarten's class field trip to the zoo. And while I went as a chaperone, and while we were all in the classroom waiting for everybody to show up before we got on the buses, Levi coughed, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, we don't need none of that. We just had it." And a lady who was also there to chaperone goes, "Oh, I know, it hit our house too." So I know like 3 different families with kindergartners plus that lady, like. And we make 4, so that's 5. Like, it just made the rounds, and it hit us hard. It was a really bad chest infection. I took 2 at-home COVID tests. They were both negative. At one point, my husband and I thought that I might have to go to the hospital. He came into the bedroom, and I was just, like, slumped over. He said I was in a weird position in the bed. He thinks that's why I wasn't breathing well. But I was just slumped over in a weird position in the bed. And I was literally laying there just trying to think about, like, every breath I was taking. It was not just happening automatically. I had to think about it. It was hard and labored and scary. Oh my gosh. I kept whispering to my husband, like, I'm scared. Like, that was rough. He got me more cold medicine in my inhaler, which I think is what I really needed, was my inhaler. And then he got me out of bed and got me to the couch. So I was sitting more upright, and that made all the difference. And within a couple of hours, I did not feel like I needed to go to the hospital anymore. I perked up, but that was scary. The reason we didn't go to the hospital is because it's expensive, but also at the beginning of COVID, we bought, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's one of those things that like clips on the end of your finger, and it measures your oxygen levels. And so even though I had to think about every breath I was taking, my body was absorbing oxygen well. Like, my oxygen levels were fine. But I was really having labored breathing, and I was trying to think about every breath I was taking. So we wanted to see if we could get me to come around before going to the hospital because it's expensive, and thankfully we were able to. So that was the worst of it, but it lasted like 2 weeks. My husband, of course, got sick for like 3 days. My oldest boy was sick for like, it was about a week, but it was very mild on him. He just had like a mild cough, and same goes for my youngest. His was not quite a full week. Thankfully, my boys have gotten their dad's immune systems because, like, guys, when I get sick, I'm like, I'm dying. My husband and I joke around because, you know, the whole thing about the man cold, we're like, in my house, I'm the one who gets the man cold. Like, but I really get sick. Like, I get really, really sick. Whereas my husband just gets not feeling good in the sniffles and maybe a light cough for like a few days, and then he's over it. Like, it's very rare that he is like really sick. So I did not film for 2 weeks because I was really sick, and I had a hard time doing anything. Like, even just like going up the stairs, I was completely out of breath because it was all in my chest. Walking around the house, just like any not even major movements, just moving. Like, I couldn't breathe. So that was pretty scary. Then after that, I started watching my cousin's children. I quit my job. I don't know if that was the right move to make or not, but I did. I haven't been happy there for a while. Now, I will say, like, I love my manager and I love my coworkers. They're the reason I stayed as long as I did. But the job itself, handing out the food samples, guys, people have such a self-entitled attitude at those. I don't really want to say where I was at, that most people can probably guess. But just for safety reasons and because I might end up going back. But like Costco, Sam's Club, those kind of places, where you have to pay for membership, people have such self-entitled attitudes. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, I think it's everywhere when it comes to customer service, but like, man, I didn't experience it like that when I worked at a restaurant. And then people got hateful at restaurants, but normally they were just coming in hangry, and then they'd eat, and suddenly they'd be like the most nice people ever, which is still equally frustrating to deal with. Don't get me wrong. Customer service is just not fun all the way around, but I don't know what it is about those places where you have to pay a membership. The people just act like they are so entitled to everything. Though it has been better since COVID, and they brought the samples back. Like, the members were so much nicer. I don't know what it was about that changed it, but they were. But by then, like, I just really kind of felt burnt out on it. And then you start hearing about all of these other places paying their workers so much more money. Like, you can go to McDonald's and make like $15 an hour or $13 an hour or something. And like, my company was still just paying like $11. I think I was making $11.50. And then we all come to find out that the folks over in Indianapolis and in Lafayette working those stores were making $12 an hour or $12.50, I don't remember. And they said that our area got paid less because we had a lower cost of living. However, like, cost of living's gone up everywhere, so it's like, that's not exactly true, you know? Like, it's expensive everywhere, so why are we not all making the same amount, you know? Like, I get if you want to compare, like, Indiana to California, but when you're just comparing people who are, like, an hour away from each other, like, that did not set well with me. I feel like the people in the same state should be making the same amount. And then they kept talking about how they were going to give raises, but like, raises never happened. And then my manager said that they can't give raises right now because they're locked into a contract. They have to wait for the contract to be up before they can give out raises, which, fine, I get that. However, like, we stuck, at least me and the people that I work with, we stuck it out with our company through all of COVID. We stuck it out through the, it wasn't really layoffs. What did they call it? I don't remember what it was. What was that term? Pretty much layoffs. We stuck it through for all of that, and then they had us come back, and we like helped the club. We weren't really doing our job, what we were hired in for, but we were just helping the club wherever we could. So we had to like learn all new skills and be flexible and go to any departments that they wanted us to go to and learn how to do those departments. Like while I was there, I learned how to do what's it's called HMS, which is like these ready take and bake kind of foods that they had at the grocery store. So I had to learn how to do all of that, use their iPads to get in and find all the recipes and like get all of the ingredients and just learn the department. And then I also learned the clothing department. So I had to learn like how they fold their stuff and how they do their displays, and like I had to learn all of that, which was fine, and I was more than happy to come in and work it. And they were offering us more hours if you wanted to come in and work those positions. However, like that's not what we hired in for, you know. But me and most of my team, or at least the people who stayed, because we lost a lot of people. Like here, by the time that I just quit, I think that drops the company down to having, or at least my store, down to having, I think, like 5 people on the demo team. And it wasn't uncommon pre-COVID for us to have like upwards of 20 people on the COVID team, on the demo team. So anyways, through all of staying with people, staying with them through COVID, the layoffs, learning new skills and being flexible on the job, and all the constant changes, things were like constantly, oh, you can't do this, you gotta do it like that, constant changes. And then we seen the people who worked for the store getting like these bonuses from the company for them, their way of saying like, thank you for staying with us and working. And then our company gave us a $50 bonus one time and a couple pizza parties. And sometimes they give our manager like $20 so she could go get enough food to like make lunch for the entire team. Like a big thing of chicken noodles or something like that. Like, it was like, thanks, I guess, but I'd rather have the bonuses, you know? And like my boss had mentioned that the company was like struggling through all of COVID and like they're doing their best and I get that, but it just kind of I started feeling like personally like I was just replaceable with the position. I felt like I was just a hot body or a warm body filling a shift. I did not feel very appreciated by the company itself. Keep in mind, people like during the heat of COVID, we've been there working the stores. I can remember I would literally be like folding clothes and putting new clothing out, and I would have a member come up and be like right next to me and then start going through the clothing I had just folded and was still in the middle of stacking. And it's like, do you not realize there's a global pandemic and we don't even have like vaccines available, and you're trying to be in my back pocket? Like, so to say we were at risk of exposure would be an understatement. And it wasn't uncommon for people in the store, which I mean, people everywhere got COVID, but it was not uncommon for somebody in the store to get COVID and then to like start hitting people in that department or anybody they're in contact with. And a lot of it, you have to wonder if they didn't catch it because you had members that would come in without masks on and want to be in your back pocket. And it's like, can I help you? I need a little, like 6 feet, please. You know, like you can wait until I'm done stacking these to go through them, you know? So it just kind of felt like the company I worked for, it just seemed kind of thankless. And I don't mean that towards my manager, not towards her at all. She did a great job. I just think it's the people higher up from her. Again, I just started feeling like I was just a warm body there, filling a spot. Like, why work any harder than I have to? Like, they're not going to give us raises. They're not going to give us bonuses. They don't care about us. Stay, quit. They don't care. And that's kind of where I was at on it. I wasn't necessarily happy working there. I had went back to that position. I did like 4 years there when I was younger, quit when we had Levi, and then went back because we had taken out a loan to buy, at our old house, we had taken out a loan to buy the house next door after I had a house fire. And so I went back to work to pay on that loan and for all the demolition costs. And so we got that whole thing paid off with that job. We got my husband's car paid off with that job. And then we got Ira's birth paid off with that job. And I ended up staying there 4 more years. almost 4 years. And my original goal when I went back was to be there for 2 years, pay off that one loan and quit. And I stayed for 4. So my husband and I decided it's finally time, because like I was asking a fair amount of time off. Like I only worked the weekends, and it was probably like at least once a month I need a Saturday or a Sunday off for something going on with the family or the kids. And I felt like I had to miss out on a lot with the family and the kids because I was working, and we can never organize our schedules well enough for my husband to be off and for me to be off for us to go do stuff, because when we wanted to go do stuff, it like really just made more sense for me to take the time off because I got paid less. So like, why would my husband take off and we miss out on, you know, however much money he makes in a day? I don't honestly even know. For me to go to work on a weekend and make $60, you know, like it just makes sense. But of course my company didn't like me taking days off because they wanted me there, and it was a whole thing. And so like last year we didn't get to take the kids to the beach like at all, even though they really wanted to go. And so we're rolling around into summertime, and I had to take some time off for like Ira's had a birthday, and we had sicknesses, and we had a handful of different things going on. And my boss made the comment when I was asking for time off about like how district management wasn't happy with me asking time off. And so I was like, okay, well, here's my 2 weeks. I'm done. So my boss really didn't want me to quit. And she said that they're supposed to start giving raises in June. We'll see if that even happens, because I feel like raises is something they've been talking about for a long time. But I told her I might come back in the fall. We'll see. But at the very least, I'm done for the summer, and I want to spend time with my family. I want to make memories with my kids. I want to take them to the beach as many times as I possibly can. With the gas prices, I don't know what that's going to look like. By beach, I mean like Lake Michigan, which is like 3 hours north. And so it's like a whole day trip, but I want to be able to do that with them. And like Levi's doing 4-H this year, and so there's gonna be the 4-H fair, and I know a lot of times we'll miss out on certain fairs and festivals because I have to work on the weekends, or my husband will take them, and so I miss out on going. So I want to be able to take them to the fairs and the festivals, and especially like for him doing 4-H, I want to be there for all of his events he's got going on. And then he has 4-H day camp, which is during the week, so it wouldn't affect work anyways. Just like the 4-H fair itself would. But so we're gonna have that going on. I gotta sign up for the summer reading program. They're gonna have vacation Bible school, which I need to sign them up for, which every year we do vacation Bible school, but a lot of times I miss out on the program that the kids do where they get up and sing in church because I have to work. And on top of that, I want to be able to raise my kids in church. And we have not really gone much for the last couple of years because I have to work on the weekends. Like we might average 3 to 4 times a year that we get to go to church. So it's time. And since I've been off, this will be my third weekend, I think, since I quit. We've gone to the church every time, which has been nice. No, maybe it's only gonna be, that's gonna be my third. We've gone to church twice. The kids are loving it. And so a big reason why I did decide to quit though is because where I donate plasma, they upped the payout amount. So now you make $100 a week. Well, I was making $120 a week at my job. So you're talking like a $20 difference. So it's like, why am I here when I can spend 2 hours of my time and make almost the same amount? Not to mention they run bonuses. So the bonuses vary. Like this month is like an extra $40 if you go 8 times. But other times the money's more than that. Sometimes they give bigger bonuses. And then on top of that, I started babysitting my cousin's kids. So that's extra money right there. Because she's working, I say night shifts to most people, just because it makes things simple. I don't really know what the shift would be called. But she doesn't get home until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So she needs someplace for the kids to go. So they've been staying with us a lot. I don't have them any this week. She doesn't work again until Indy 500. But then that day I'm going to have them Saturday night, all day Sunday, and then a chunk of Monday, just because she has to work the entire day for Indy 500. So that's like extra spending money right there. So it's like, why even have a regular job when I can be home with my children and my cousin's children and spend 2 hours a week donating plasma and make like the same amount? Like, you know, so like I said, I might end up going back to that job this fall. I haven't decided yet. Fall time is normally kind of slow for us. We don't normally have a whole lot going on, and the extra money for Christmas would of course be nice. So I might, I don't know. Anyway, I need to go put all of this away. Those are my life updates. Oh, we got a shelf for back here. This whole area was just like a trashed mess. Not that it's looking much better right now with the clothes on the floor and towels and whatnot. But my house does not have a pantry. So we have one cabinet we use for pantry type stuff. And it is packed. I can't put anything else in there. And then we also had a bunch of like baby blankets down here in storage containers that I didn't want to get rid of, but didn't know what to do with. Just sentimental things. We're done having kids. Though I keep telling my husband I want another baby because Ira's getting old. And then he tells me they're sold out and we can't have any more. I have my tubes tied, so like it's a moot point. But I wanted extra storage space for pantry items. And then for the baby blankets down here at the very bottom. So, and this just kind of cleaned up the whole space. I'd like to get a second one of these to go right there. So that we have a little more pantry storage would be nice. And then I could have one of the cubbies for the vacuum cleaner attachments, which are currently laying in a heap on the floor. But this has gone a long way to clean up the space because it was a hot mess back here. Anyways, I need to go put away my laundry. So we are a little later into the day. I've gotten laundry done and put away. Have a load currently going in the dryer and a new load of towels going in the washing machine. I have like no clean towels left, so I need to get those done. And I just came up here and made up the kids' beds. So this is one thing that has changed that you guys have not seen yet. So let me turn you around and I'll give you guys a little updated tour of the kids' rooms. So this used to be the playroom. We've hung Minecraft curtains here to kind of block off the doorway because, yes, hi Banjo. We need to make sure there's still airflow coming through in the wintertime for the heat. Plus you have this grate here for exchange. It looks all the way down to the living room. So we can't really put a door up here. I mean, we could, but the kids have to leave it open. Plus doors are expensive. So I just got curtains for like $9. And they come about halfway down. So when you close it, you still have like the bottom half completely open. But like my son is 5. How much privacy does he need? So we have my husband's office space, which hasn't changed any at all. But you come into what was the playroom, and it is now Levi's bedroom. So we have curtains up that we didn't have before. We used to just have the blinds. And then like all the money I've made from babysitting, I've spent on bedding for the kids. So like I said, I'm watching my cousin's children, just 2 of them. So I got this bed off of Facebook Marketplace for like $50. And the new mattress for $160 from Walmart. It's actually a pretty good mattress. The mattress we have on our own bed, the king size, is from Walmart. We've had it for 3 years. It's one of their bed in boxes. And it's held up really well. So I highly recommend those if you need a new mattress because they're very cost effective. And my husband and I are not tiny people. And like our mattress has held up for 3 years. Anyways, new bedding, new bed, or new mattress in new bed. Our goal was to get a trundle to slide underneath of this, and the people who owned it originally said they used to have a trundle that went with it. So I found this mattress also on Facebook Marketplace for like $20. So my cousin's daughter sleeps here. Levi's 5, she is 5. They're like exactly 1 month apart. So he'll turn 6 in July and then she'll turn 6 in August. So she's sleeping here for the moment. I don't have them this week. Like I said, I'll have them this weekend. Yes, Levi. So the whole thought behind it was, okay, I'll get this twin size mattress and we can slide it underneath of the twin size bed because there is enough room here when you slide it, have this one over here for a little walkway between the beds. And then we would get the trundle frame from Amazon and then be able to slide it underneath. It turns out twin size beds come in different lengths. And this one is like 2 inches too long to find it under this bed. So we had to rearrange all of the gaming systems because they used to be on this wall, you might remember. So now they're over here and her bed's there. And thankfully it was only like a $20 bed because the goal now is going to be to get the trundle for the right size. We're going to have to measure for everything, get the right size trundle, and then we'll probably just have to order a mattress specifically for the trundle, and then we'll just get rid of that mattress. So anyways, that's the setup in here. Oh, and Levi, when we got this bed, he climbs into it and he goes, I don't want to share with Ira anymore. I want this bed to be mine. So like, okay, whatever, you sleep wherever you want. So that's his bed now. And then you come into here, and this is Ira's bed. And then, so Ira just turned 3. He sleeps in this one. And then my cousin's son, Landon, is also 3. And he sleeps in that one. That used to be Levi's bed. So, again, that was Levi's choice. So I was just going to have, originally I figured we would have like Ira here and Levi here. And then when Landon came to stay the night, since they're little, I need to be able to like shut them in so they're not up running the house all night. Thankfully, they don't know how to do handles yet. So I figured the toddlers would be in here when I have my cousin's kids, and then the big kids would be in here. But otherwise, Levi and Ira would share when we don't have my cousin's kids. But then Levi's like, I want my own bedroom. So this is Levi's new bedroom, and that is Ira's bedroom. I'll turn off the light while we're in here. So those are the biggest changes that have happened in the house, but I'm happy with the way the room looks. It will look a lot bigger once we get the trundle set up and we can get rid of this bed here. I feel bad she has to sleep on the floor, but she's little, she don't really know or care. She was just excited to have a bed when she comes here because for like the first week I had them, Levi and her were sleeping on the couch downstairs and the babies were taking the bed. So now everybody has their own bed, and we will upgrade her within the next few weeks, hopefully, and be able to get a trundle and a new mattress. So now I'm going to call and figure out the summer reading program for the library. Pretty easy registration. I also need to do registration for Vacation Bible School, and then I need to call 4-H and figure out what's going on with that, because I realized that we're getting information, like I've been getting things through text message, email, and regular mail, all for the county we live in, and that includes all the meetings we've been going to. But then when it comes to turning in his projects, I'm getting emails from another county saying it's time to turn in his projects. And I'm like, that's wrong. So I need to call up the 4-H and figure out, like, are they accepting projects now, and why am I getting emails from another county for his projects? But we'll get that all taken care of, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, so this isn't the most attractive thing in the world to be showing you guys. It is the mattress I was mentioning upstairs, our king size that we got from Walmart from their bed in the box. And it's held up really well. It does have some yellowing. We've had it for 3 years. So sweat stains, they happen. They're on both sides of the bed for me and my husband. Those I'm not too worried about cleaning right now, but I do have some period blood on the mattress that honestly I keep forgetting about. It's kind of gross. I've got the sheets in the wash right now, and I realized these stains were still here, and I'm like, we need to take care of those. It's time. So I looked up a few videos. It seems like there's lots of different methods. A lot of them involve a lot of work, and none of them involve bleach. So bleach is my go-to method when I clean most things, especially anything stains on anything white, because it typically just takes them out, and I don't got to do a lot of work on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try just using straight bleach. You might want to use gloves. I never personally use gloves when I work with bleach. I would suggest wearing old clothes or something you don't care about. I don't have anything like that currently, so I'm just gonna be really careful, and hopefully I don't get anything on my shirt. Though this shirt is old, so I guess if I'm gonna ruin anything, this would be the one to do it. I've probably had it for like 6 years, but hopefully I don't, because it's still a nice shirt and I do like it. But anyway, use what you want to use. Paper towels, disposable whatnots. I'm just gonna use a white towel so I can just throw it in the wash with more bleach, and we're just gonna try to dab this out. The biggest thing here is I don't want to oversaturate the bed, because bleach can be a bit of a, rough chemical, and it can put holes in things, but I think just using a little bit of it should be okay. And then hopefully we'll just be able to dab this all out, and we'll have a clean mattress again. Well, mostly clean. We'll still have the sweat stains, but I'm just gonna put a nice little dab of bleach on each of these, and hopefully it'll just pull this right out without much effort on my part. A lot of the videos I was watching, people were like heavy duty scrubbing this out, and I think just a small application of bleach and let it sit will probably just take it right out. The bigger one may take a few more applications, but I think just a nice dabbing of it, I think we'll start seeing some fading happen. So you can already see whitening has happened right around the edge, which is one thing I was noticing with other products like ammonia that people were using, is that it would leave a big red stain. So it'd get rid of most of what's in the middle, but like it would seep out and cause a big red stain. And as you see, this is just completely whitening the mattress. If anything, I think I will just end up with a big white spot. So right now I'm just going through and and there's pilling on the mattress. You can see that. He said it is a 3-year-old mattress, but it's otherwise still comfortable. And some of this pilling maybe because we have cats, we let them on the bed, and they do sometimes claw out the sheets, which go through the mattress. So it's not overly shocking. I mean, it's definitely whitening the mattress at the very least. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and we'll come back to it in a minute and see what's happening here. The stains I had here are almost gone. They're super, super tiny. So I think this is going to work. That one's really fading there on the side. So we'll just give it a few minutes and I'll update you here in a moment. Okay, so yeah, that worked out really well. It took about 15 minutes to get everything cleaned out. So I would like apply some, give it 2 or 3 minutes, see where it's at, put a little bit more on. I don't know if that's going to do anything or not, but I just sprayed the whole area down with just clean water to hopefully deactivate the bleach so it doesn't like put a hole in my bed. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. It's still a bit damp, and those blood stains were right in the middle of some sweat stains. So this looks like extra white. It looks weird. But these like rings you're seeing is from the sweat stains left over. But I'm just going to spray this all down real quick. So hopefully it dilutes out the bleach. Put on my ceiling fan to let that dry, and hopefully it'll be ready for sheets by this evening. So it's a little later in the day. I got everything taken care of that I needed to. I called my doctor, which I've been putting off doing for a hot minute. In one of my last update videos, I talked to you guys about how I've been having what the doctor called breakthrough bleeding, and just problems with my cycle like all last year, leading even into this year. It's been a mess. So doctor wanted me to give it 1 more month from point of my last appointment to see if things straighten out. They did not. So hence part of the love and libido things back here that I was showing you guys earlier. She said it's a hormonal issue, which I think is why I'm having problems in this department. And then raspberry ketone I just started taking on my own because I've heard it's good for uterine health, so I thought maybe it would help fix me. I haven't been very good at taking either of these, so I can't really give you a good review. Like, I get in cycles where like I do really good taking all of my vitamins that I showed you guys this morning, and then sometimes I don't. And this past month and a half, I have been really spotty with taking it, and that's the same time that I bought the Love and Libido and the raspberry ketone, so I can't tell you if they've done anything for me or not. So I called the doctor, and I talked to her nurse. The doctor's going to review what I said on the phone call tomorrow, and then will probably call me in the prescription tomorrow. So it's supposed to turn off my cycle and turn it back on again. Hopefully it works. You guys missed that whole update. Pretty much what the doctor's coming down to is that when I got the COVID shot, it like threw my cycle out of whack, and then like I was never able to get back on track naturally. So that's kind of what that came down to. I'm not saying you shouldn't get the shot. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. I think it's worth getting. Just saying I had a side effect. So we're gonna get that figured out. I got the kids signed up for Vacation Bible School, which is good. I got all the 4-H stuff taken care of. So apparently for the club that they're with, I don't have to start turning stuff in until like June, like later in June. And they're gonna call over to the next county over because whatever reason we ended up on their list. So we're gonna get dropped off their list and officially put on the correct county's list, even though this whole time we've been going to the correct county's meetings, and like our kids are signed up for, when I say our kids, me and my cousin's kids, because they're all on the same account. Just to make things easy, I just signed up her daughter under my account because I'm gonna be taking her. I was like, you know, it's not fair for like Levi to be going to like all these meetings and having 4-H projects and going to like mini 4-H camp, and me having her daughter with me and being like, oh, you can't go, you know, like, so I was like, her mom okayed it, and I was like, I'll just sign her up underneath of my account, and she'll just be with me anyways, so I'll just kick them out of the car at the same time together. All that to say, both kids, for whatever reason, ended up on the wrong county's 4-H list. So that all got straightened out, and I looked into the summer reading program at the library. It's a little confusing because the flyer that I got said that registration starts on June 1st, to go online to register. Went online to register, and it says that registration is happening at the library on June 6th. So, a little weird, but we're gonna go on June 6th to register. And then I also found out that this thing, they are a cute idea, but they do not stay where they're supposed to. So I found out that the new county we live in, which you guys know we moved a year ago, they have a, here we go. They have a story time twice a week, which we used to go to story time in our old town like all the time up until COVID, and then all that got stopped, and then we moved. So I found out that library, Levi's having problems on his iPad, he's getting aggravated. So found out the new county has story time. Go upstairs to talk to him, you don't need to yell from down here. Take your iPad upstairs and ask him. I swear he's 5 going on 16 with the attitude. So yeah, I found out they have story time. You have to register for it. So, but the next meetings aren't until like June. So I think I'm gonna start registering the boys for story times. They have them twice a week, which is nice because the old library only had them once a week per age group. This library is like all the ages can come. I think it's like 0 to 12 or something. They can all come, and you just have to register your kids, and they have it twice a week. So then the library, on the library calendar, they also have like a handful of other activities. So that'll be fun for the kids this summer. I just have to make sure I keep an eye on them and make sure we hit them all up. When Levi was little, before COVID, we used to do all kinds of library activities in our own old town. And then Ira only got to go to a couple, but then COVID and everything got shut down. So he's never really been a library kid. Levi was. Levi went to like every library activity in our old town. And he loved it. They had some really good programs. So it'd be nice to get back into that. Being a smaller town, a very rural community, I didn't know how much the library offered, and I haven't looked into it, but they've got a fair amount. So we'll start going to it again. We can always go back to the other town, but it's like such a drive, and gas is getting so expensive, so being able to do this will be much nicer. So I have some strawberries that are not looking so hot. So I thought we can make up some strawberry mini muffins. Also got bananas back there. I can't see them very well. They're not looking very good either. I don't know how much cooking I feel like doing tonight, but at the very least I figured we could get some strawberry mini muffins made up for the kids. I might also do a banana bread, like mini banana bread muffins. My kids are so weird. They love bananas. They don't really eat much banana bread. I did make up apple cinnamon bread not long ago, and Levi wouldn't touch it, but Ira loved it. So that was a hit. But for my birthday, my sister-in-law got me a mini muffin pan. So I've been looking for one of these and could not find one. And I've yet to use it. My birthday was back in April. So I'm gonna break this in and give it a go. If this website will ever load. There we go. So let's see. I love Laura in the Kitchen. She's on YouTube. She has great recipes. Almost everything I've tried from her has been delicious. So anytime I need something, I just get on her website, and so that's what I'm doing right now, is looking up strawberry muffins. So just got the muffins in the oven. I'm fully aware that I way overfilled the muffin pans, so we'll see what we end up with. Hopefully they turn out okay. They smell really good, so good. I can't keep this thing in place. It's cute. It's a cute idea. So we'll see what we end up with. Prior to this, I also fed the axolotl. I took a little clip of her just hanging out because she's cute. But you might like to see her. She's looking fat and sassy. I ran out of her worms. We normally keep night crawlers in the fridge for her, and I ran out. And the local gas station doesn't have any, and I don't want to go driving because gases are expensive. So I just went and got some out of the yard, and I found some fat ones. So she is nice and happy and fed now. I didn't film me feeding her. I should have had my husband film it, but it's hard to film. I guess I could check on my tripod too, but it's hard to be sticking my hand in the aquarium and film at the same time. So she is fat and healthy. And then a few days ago, I found a green caterpillar out in the yard. And Levi was wanting me to order him some painted lady caterpillars. Well, he's all the way down here now. He's just moving and grooving. I don't know how well you can see him because he's just as green as the leaves he's in there with. He has gotten fatter from when I first found him. He's pooping a lot. That is all caterpillar poop down here. So I think what I need to do, and probably tomorrow, and not to mention he's demolished like most of the leaves that are in there. There's enough left in there for him to be eating on, but he ate a lot of them. I need to clean out his container. So we have like a little bug catcher container that I got for the kids, but I was worried he might chew through the mesh. So I figured a glass jar was better. And then once he turns into a cocoon, I've got a butterfly, not a butterfly net, but it's like a butterfly cocoon thing. Levi got last year when he got butterflies. And so once he turns into a cocoon, we can move him into the butterfly cage thing and release him once he's grown. And then I still need to order Levi some caterpillars offline. We just haven't done that yet, but he's been asking for them, and he was very excited about those. Levi and Ira are in there chasing each other, and so you hear Ira squealing. So I need to go switch my laundry over. My towels need to go in the dryer. My husband's wanting to watch Sonic 2 tonight, so we're gonna get that going here. And so I'll check back in a little bit and show you guys what the muffins are looking like. So for how much I filled up the muffins, they actually turned out pretty good. Only a couple of them really overflowed. Most of them just look really good. So we're gonna pop them out and give them a taste. Okay, so some of these got a little ripped up coming out of the muffin pan. They're cooked all the way through. Like I did the toothpick test and nothing came out on the toothpicks. You can see the strawberries just kind of having it kind of fall apart. I wonder if this would have worked better if I had chopped the strawberries more or if I'd done bigger muffins, but oh, good. Oh, very good. And great use of those strawberries that were heading south. Guys, it is the next day and I've not filmed at all today. I went and donated plasma earlier, and then I had to go to the pet store and pick up some red worms for the axolotl. And then I also got her some ghost shrimp and I think they're called rose gold minnows. It's a feeder fish. Levi, what?
The dog is trying to eat my taco.
He can't eat your tacos if you don't hand them down to him. So, yeah, I got her. Turn my light on. Hold on a second. There we go. I got her some fish and some shrimp. The shrimp will clean the tank. And the fish, well, she'll eat the shrimp too. But the fish will give her like something to hunt. So, I haven't fed her live fish since I bought her, and I had some bad information because I'd seen online where somebody said you could house them with Danios and neon tetras because they swim fast. Okay, she ate nearly all of them, and so I ended up having to move the last 2 of my Danios into my African dwarf frog tank, which they've done fine in there. It's a 5-gallon. I feel like probably not enough space that they need, but like they're doing okay, so that's where they're at. So anyways, yeah, some minnows. We'll give her some enrichment along with the shrimp as she finds them. I'm trying to set up my tripod here so you guys can watch me add the fishies in. She won't eat right away. She might eat some worms, but they're the things. They'll live for a few weeks in here, maybe a few months, and I'll give her something to work on catching. My tripod is just not looking right. I don't know what's going on. I feel like a leg is shorter than the other. So we're gonna go out to eat here later this evening with some family members. My husband's oldest nephew graduated from high school. I don't know that he's graduated yet. I think the graduation's coming up. So we'll be doing that. Oh, when I was at the pet store, I was looking at some axolotls that they had, and I was pretty dang sure mine was female, but after talking to the guy, now I'm questioning it, because if they're a boy, they have a bump under their legs, which she does not have. However, they said that the females are shorter and plump, and she looks kind of plump from the side here, from this angle that you're seeing, but I feel like in comparison to other females, not as plump, so I don't know if she's just still growing. And then also she seems pretty long, but she has no bump between her legs to indicate that she has testicles. So I'm confused. Okay, just gonna throw the aquarium lid there on the ground. So when I got her, I wasn't sure how old she was when I got her. Here's the ghost shrimp all in there. Ghost shrimp are getting expensive, man. It's $6.99 for a dozen now. They used to be a lot cheaper. But yeah, so I got her back in January, so I've had her not quite 6 months yet, and she was decent size when I bought her, but she's grown a lot since then. So I don't really know how old she was when I got her. Move, move, move. So I can pull you in. There we go. Always gotta double check your bag, make sure you got all the shrimps out because they're clear, so you can kind of like miss them. There's that. And typically you're supposed to like, what's it called? Acclimate them and all that stuff, but I'm putting these guys in here for food, so I'm just throwing them in. I'm not that worried about it. These rose gold minnows are only $1.99. So they should make a nice little snack for her. Ooh, I wonder if she'll get one. She's perked right up. Do you see how red her gills went as soon as the food went in? Now that all the fish are swimming around, she just perked right up. She is excited. So she's showing off from her backside right now, but I'll put you in here. Maybe these little chunks you're seeing in the back of the tank right now, those are a dissolved algae pellet I put in for the pleco. Oh, she almost got one. Or did she get one? I'm not sure. I'll have to see that on the replay. I don't know. She looks very round from the back here, from this angle. So maybe she's plumper than I thought she was. But I love when her gills flare like that and they get super pink. And she just gets excited and her gills flare whenever there's food around. So I wish she'd come around to a different angle. So what she's doing right now, since she's not moving a whole lot, they're what you'd consider an ambush predator. So they just kind of lie in wait for something to come up close to them. And then they suck them in. After seeing her from this angle, I'm feeling pretty confident she's a female. She is fairly long in my opinion, but she's quite plump from the sides. Guess I've just never looked at her from back here. I always see her from the sides or head on. And she definitely doesn't have a lump between her legs, so pretty confident she is a female. I'm gonna get her some worms to feed her so you guys can watch her eat. So let me go wash them off. We've got a couple little fat worms there, if I can get the angle right. They're all gonna fall off. Oh, there she goes. Okay, well, she's gonna have to find that one on her own because there it went. I don't know if I can get a hold of that or not. No, I shouldn't catch it. That's really a bad angle for feeding. And the way she's moving her mouth right now, I think she's still working on that other worm I gave her, which was pretty decent sized. Plus, she may have caught that fish. So, yeah, you can see she's still working on that worm. So that big one right there, she will find it. It's right in her face, so she might get it now. We'll see. But I think right now, like I said, she's preoccupied choking down that first worm I gave her, which was a big worm. And then over here we have all of the minnows swimming around, the rose gold minnows. Right there. Maybe if I can't even see the screen. I've got you guys facing the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Better look. We've got the rose gold minnows and a few of the shrimp hanging out back here. And then I'm sure my Pleco's up inside. I never see him, but he's pretty large, but he likes to hide. Sometimes we can kind of see a dorsal fin hanging at the top there. He's in there. And then axolotl again. And there she is. She's got her nose up against the glass there, being silly. Oh, is she gonna get that worm? I don't think so. She will find it. I promise you she will find it. And then I don't know if you can see up between her legs there very well. Not really. She doesn't have the bump, but she's looking quite plump. So again, I'm confident now. She's female. And right as I turned the camera off, she started working on that worm. She snatched it and then she let it back go. So we'll give it her a minute. Maybe she'll snatch it again. That's why she's not getting it. I fed her really good yesterday though, so she might just not be hungry. I normally feed every other day. And so I'm really surprised she's not taking. Whoa, she's going away from it. That's really surprising. Okay, well, I will take that worm out and put it back in the container, and he can live for another day. Okay, well, that is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed, I hope you decide to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, come hang out with me in the comments below. I love talking with you guys, and hope to catch you guys in my next video.